This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Board of Public Works meeting for November 5th. I will make a motion to open this evening's meeting.
I second the motion.
Thomas Pillsbury,
Yes.
Leah Strode,
Yes.
Gil Hogan,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries.
All right, item number 1 on this evening's agenda. Well, before that, I'd like to welcome Gil, our newest member. Thank you for stepping up and joining the board. With that, I will open the floor to any public speak, which we do not have any this evening. Moving on to item number 2, approval of the October 1st, 2025 meeting minutes. Were you able to review what was prepared?
Yes.
Any issues?
No, not as prepared.
All right, I will make a motion to approve the minutes.
Thomas Pillsbury, oh, sorry, go ahead, Leah.
I second the motion.
Thomas Pillsbury,
Yes.
Leah Strode,
Yes.
motion carries.
Can I ask a question?
Surely.
For public speak, how does that get submitted, or how does that come about?
If they're here.
If
Oh,
they're here, yeah.
My goodness, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, last session, we did have somebody who addressed the board with a question, but during public speak, it's just more of a, they can make a statement to the board, and we can't respond because it's a non-agenda item, so we can't talk about a topic that hasn't been publicly notified that it's going to be talked about.
Okay,
So afterward, Greg spoke to him and said if you had any questions to reach out directly, and Greg would be able to answer the questions.
so if someone showed up impromptu,
Mhm.
I mean, could they real time ask questions? Or-
They can present a concern to the board,
Oh, okay,
and if it warrants it or they would like it, we can add it to a future agenda.
Sure.
It's a procedural.
Usually we put it on the next one.
Yep.
But most of the time, I can get in touch with them outside of the public meeting and resolve whatever the issue is.
It's normally a very specific request.
Yes.
That could be, have just been handled with a call to the boards or to the office.
Coming to a BPW meeting because my sewer's backed up,
Yeah,
something like that.
you usually want to call about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody right out there.
Or clogged storm drain or a pothole or a.
Right.
All right, we'll move on to item number 3. We're going to be continuing our discussion of water and sewer rate analysis in a future setting for FY 27, 28, and 29. Just to give you a little background, we're sort of in a cycle now, every 3 years of reviewing the current rate that we have, capital improvements we need to make, state of the enterprise funds, and sort of we start a public discussion and we'll culminate with a public hearing where we set rates. So we're just at the beginning of it. I was kind of waiting for a full board,
Yeah.
have everybody's buy-in. So basically last month we just sort of kicked it off. Greg was going to get some information on some potential consulting that could assist with this. So we'll follow up with that.
Yep. So when we set the rates for 24, 25, 26, we worked with Time Bond extensively. We have the evaluation from that work.
Yeah,
If you want to review, that's from our last rate setting study.
I know they do this.
Yep. And that kind of took a lot of the information from the IWRMP that we have and worked that into a kind of a model for what we could do over the next few years. I think over those few years we've seen costs kind of escalate at a rate higher than anyone has thought of.
Oh, yeah.
Dealing with significantly higher health insurance costs for the employees we're going to be dealing with significantly higher health insurance costs for employees on the water, wastewater, sewer departments. So there's like kind of all those factors coming in tonight. What I'd like to do as we set rates for 27, 8, and 9 is take a less of an engineering look, like we know what we need to do. We need to come up with more funding to do it. We haven't checked enough things off from the work Time Bond did or from the IWRMP to really warrant a stronger look from an engineering standpoint. We've gotten a lot done, mostly with grant funding and some contribution from the enterprise fund. mostly as grant match funding.
When you say engineering, are you talking about projects?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we worked to sort of figure out what needed to be
Yeah.
done and sort of project out, the schedule of capital investment. So, we're still within that window, so.
Okay.
So what I'd like to do with this round is take a stronger look from a financial standpoint. What I gave you all a copy of is the proposal we have from Rayburn to look at. They're more of a financial consultant as opposed to an engineering consultant. And I think looking at it from that perspective is what we need to do at this point in time, based on things we've seen from the collector's office and what we're finding in the field as far as some discrepancies between meters, size and type, or non-functioning meters being brought to our attention, and just some discrepancy between what is getting billed and what we know is out there for meters. And we want to make sure that all aligns the way it should, so that things are being billed appropriately. And in this, they'll look at our debt service requirements, capital expenses, things we're trying to check off of the list from the last report, from the time bond rate study.
Yeah.
And review our billing systems, workflows, processes, and with a real, more of like a forensic audit look at how we're metering and billing, which I think will help to get our unaccounted for water down. We've done everything we can as far as leak detections and getting meters out there to chip away at that. Mass DP requires us to keep the amount of water we pump out of the ground and the amount of water we bill within 10%. So it's
Does this include any information sessions with us and potentially public hearings like we've had in the past to present the data?
it can.
Or will it just be a deliverable report?
It'll be mostly a deliverable report, but they will take on additional tasks like that if we want them to. What we want to do is get a good look at that report and then decide, I figure amongst ourselves we can decide whether we want them to be here to present it or.
No, I was just curious.
So a lot of the information that we need to get to these folks to get moving needs to come from the financial side of the building. It's not information that the DPW really has, whether it's year-end reports from last year before, debt service requirements. We really need some assistance and buy-in from the audit department, treasurer's office, collector's office to really get this look, get a real thorough look at what we have happening. So I think this is.
To my understanding, this isn't something we've really done before, not in my tenure here.
No, or mine. I mean, time bond has pretty much handled our rate from an engineering standpoint.
But their focus usually is on, they say, all right, give us your operating expenses.
Yep.
And what you project them to be.
They do.
And then give us your projects.
Yep.
And we'll figure it out from there.
Yep.
I mean, that's pretty much the approach. So these guys are saying, give us your projects. We'll factor that in. Are they going to be helping in terms of dialing in the operating expenses more than just us handing them numbers kind of thing? I'm just.
They're going to be looking at all the data we give them to make sure it aligns with what we're metering and what we're billing, basically. That's a big part of it.
Yeah, metering versus billing.
Yeah.
Making sure that those are right. Yeah, I can imagine there's a fair bit of room for gray in there.
Well, it's easy for a zero to get put in the wrong spot or a meter to stop working and kind of fall through the cracks in some of our processes. I think that years ago, water and sewer billing, like you would come in and pay your water and sewer bill in the DPW. That changed in 2018. All of that went across the hall to the collector's office. So we've been kind of slowly trying to get some of it back and getting the ability to, if our water department crew changes a meter, we can enter that now at the water department. Historically, we weren't able to do that more than 6 months ago.
Because you're still getting all the metering data. they're getting, the collector's department's getting liability.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and so basically our guys will go change a meter out, fill out a card, goes to the collector's office.
Yeah.
But nothing, they don't enter any of that data or check against what gets entered in the collector's office.
There's more hands touching.
Yes,
Yeah.
And is this also a way to reconcile how many gallons of water get billed versus how many go through the plant?
absolutely, yes,
Uh,
that, so it's gonna help, like that forensic audit look at what is being, at consumption, really. And that.
And you were saying that engineering needs, i.e. project needs,
Mhm.
are kind of handled,
Well, they're relatively known,
known,
right?
known.
Yeah, as part of that study, like Time Bond came
Yeah.
out and worked with all the departments and had sit downs with crews and sort of ranked and developed, and also pulled stuff out of IWRMP that was, earmarked for this timeline.
Yep.
And also evaluated with the crews, and re-ranked some of the stuff in the IWRP. It was more priority or had been addressed in-house and already resolved.
So everything in Time Bond's report with like under the projected capital costs for sewer and with the start year, this report's 2 years old?
Yeah, 23, yeah.
So,
We'll need to,
yeah, I was wondering approximately, but it sounds like that's not really the discussion point, right? I'm just curious if these start dates are still.
well, I think that'll be part of what Greg gives to the new consultant is, we'll go through that list, mark off the ones that are done.
Yeah.
Re-timeline the ones that
Okay.
have been accomplished and bring newer priorities up from,
Easthampton would do that, or Time
Yeah.
Bond would do that?
We will do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, we would just be relying on that as the base document. And, for, updating
Okay.
what we delivered to Rayburn.
And then, yeah, and we would just escalate whatever the.
And would they be doing cost escalation from those numbers? Say this was the approximate quote in 2023, and have them re-escalated to,
Yeah, I mean, that's all kind of built in here. to-
Yeah. I'm saying that is part of their services
Yep.
to,
Modeling projections for budgetary capital expense and debt service requirements, so those projects are capital expenses.
Do you have any reservations with these guys, Rayburn Consulting, or anything anecdotal in terms of coordination with them so far?
No, I mean, we had one great meeting with them thus
Okay.
far. That really it sounded like it was gonna check off everything we needed to do. Most of the boxes of what we're seeing that is concerning us as the operators of the utility. And, I'm looking forward to working with the collector's office and getting all our ducks in a row to make sure we're doing things the best way possible. Another thing I really like about them is they have significant experience with the Neptune suite of services and software and meters that we're using, so. Done it in other cities and towns. Became highly recommended by a couple others, so.
Okay.
it's a good approach, and one we haven't taken, and I think it'll give us some information we haven't captured before.
Do you think that this would present an opportunity to identify issues with the process in general moving forward then?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
I think it will, and then it'll help us to, if there is an issue in our process that can be resolved, they're gonna have a recommendation for how
That's
to
great.
resolve it,
Yeah.
Is bringing this other consulting firm in going to provide a complication for Time Bond's continued support later on? You don't think so?
No,
Okay.
no. It's just a different look at this point in time.
Yeah.
I think that there's probably some value in another more engineering style look at some point.
Yeah, they don't. Time Bond doesn't offer this. This is not something.
Right, and
We're not to the point where they would get involved in our metering software
Right.
and billing software.
They're relying on Easthampton to provide that
Exactly.
information.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that when we get to, sort of the end of what Dave projected, I think, if I remember, it was kind of out to like 2030 in some of the modeling.
Oh, really? Oh, 2031.
Yeah.
Oh, the capital cost.
But no, even in FY, I forget what I checked.
FY32.
Yeah, in here they had out to like, they had hard numbers out to 28 and sort of they modeled out to 32.
Yep.
So well before that, I would imagine we'd want to have another one of these sort of comprehensive engineering analysis of the enterprise fund done.
Yeah.
And then, so this kind of gives us a 10-year window. We do one
Was
of these
there-
interim
what-
studies in the middle.
Was there a frequency that they were putting together these for the city?
Geez, we did one in 19.
Like every 4 or 5 years?
Well, the one that was done in 1819 was very different because that was when the city was entertaining the idea of a separate stormwater enterprise. So they had modeled a completely different outlook for the water sewer stormwater split, and that was set aside, and we retained them again to model it as just keeping the existing structure of a water and sewer enterprise. So
I got questions with that. Water enterprise, how's that?
Northampton has one.
Yeah.
There's some-
there's quite a few in Mass that do, but
Yeah.
But who pays?
people,
Residents, yes.
yeah.
So it was met with some
Well, because right
resistance.
now,
Basically,
right
like,
now, also,
hey, we collect so much stormwater, like you.
there was
everybody-
there was many different models and different cities have implemented it differently, but
It wouldn't be like your property. Oh, maybe it would.
It's generally impervious surface on
Yeah, I
the
was about to
property,
say,
a calculation based on
in
impervious
Northampton,
surface.
that's how they have basically a GIS layer that looks at impervious surface, both roof,
Yeah.
sidewalk, driveway.
Sure. Yeah, you
And
got a big
basically-
parking lot. on your
Basically creates,
property.
calculates your contribution to the watershed, and that
Yep.
becomes your proportional
Sounds
allocation.
like a fun equation.
But yeah, there's all different models, and in the end, we decided we could, because right now, stormwater costs are serviced by the sewer enterprise.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
there's no,
another layer of abstraction, but we determined that it was functional and stormwater costs hadn't exceeded or hadn't grown as an independent cost outside of what the sewer fund could support.
so right now the unit cost for sewer,
Mm-hmm.
it's still based off of individual homes consumption of water,
Mm-hmm.
but it's scaled however that the city determined to accommodate the cost of treating the stormwater in the system. Like
Conveying it anyway,
Conveying,
yeah,
yeah,
for the most
conveying,
part,
It's the method of which we have to collect funds that we can use to service stormwater costs that
Yeah.
incurred by the DPW.
Yeah, yep.
But it's as I said, it's another layer of abstraction because
I
the
didn't
only
know that.
the only thing we meter is water usage.
Yep.
Sewer rates are calculated based on water consumption,
Right.
and then
But
stormwater costs, which is
It's
independent of water usage,
yeah,
service that cost.
yeah.
So that's why there was an effort made to break those out.
Yeah, it's not
Historically.
it's not a clean like
No, but it's a way.
it needs to be paid for somehow.
Correct. We need to pay for the.
Everything does.
Everything does.
Everything
Needs to be
does.
paid for somehow.
But we've done a great job of knocking off some of the larger stormwater concerns with grant funding.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it hasn't been a hard
So
hit
we've
to the sewer fund, which was the original concern when those large costs were identified in the IWRMP and through, regulatory requirements.
Was it like separation projects? Or was it?
No, we don't have a combined system.
No, a lot of it was MS4 compliance.
Yeah,
was
just
some
the
of
cost of
concern,
MS4.
And we found that we've been able to do some of that in-house and keep our costs for the MS4 compliance lower
Than projected
than
originally.
Yeah.
So for now, this is the model we have, and we're continuing to utilize it.
Sure.
But good question. I like discussion.
This is all the other side of the table for me. So very interesting.
You have a consulting background?
Yeah, I'm a consultant. Yeah.
we've all done it at some point. But yeah, no, I think this is a novel and I think useful interim approach, mid-cycle of the engineering study.
What's the level of commitment that they'd be looking for here, do you know?
From us as far as staff time and such goes, or?
Oh, just like, is it one of those things where they dig into it for a few months and,
So what they propose is 88 hours of time
oh,
from
okay,
their staff.
Yep.
And they've said that is gonna be more than enough to go through a system of our size with, we got about 6,000 certifications and such, so.
Do they know our timeline? Like, will they have a deliverable by late December, early January?
I think that's very possible.
Okay.
We
As long
gotta
as
keep
they're,
moving,
as long as they're not, we'll get this first
Yeah, we
quarter
have
next year.
so some of it is,
Yeah.
on our ability to get them data in a
Correct.
timely manner, so that's why I'm trying to have other folks in the building bought into what we're doing. We kick off meeting tomorrow at 2 to
Okay,
get
cool.
that going, so.
Just for your knowledge, the rough timeline we're working on is FY '27 will start mid-year of '26. Those bills will go out with the new rate, but we bill on the previous quarter's usage.
yeah,
So
right,
the bills that go out June, July will be for usage from March, April forward. So I like to have the rate set before that usage is even incurred, so we're not changing the rate mid-usage cycle.
yeah,
So I would like to have the rate
oh,
set,
this coming March,
like in late February.
yeah,
So-
prior to this.
Yeah, so we, so we have the public hearing set rates if we do need to adjust them. So they're on the books for March, so that way, when that water is used, it's a known rate if people want to adjust their usage habits based on that change, so.
Oh, cool.
So if we have them in place by March, that unit, when it gets billed in June, will back calculate, cover that usage period, so
Okay,
that's kind of the timeline we're working on.
yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
People have
I mean, there have been times that hasn't been practical, but, we have up until the fiscal year to set them, but I think courtesy is to have the rate set before usage period
We're
begins.
gonna try to do that.
I know, but
we'll try to do that.
But there's, I know the holidays is complicated, but I mean, if we got it done
Yeah,
in March, it's still acceptable, because I think the usage period begins April
Yeah.
1st. I built in a month of leeway.
If we have to, we can delay reading a week or two, that's fine.
It just says rate structure analysis. Are they gonna? And then they said the study will include. Is this a written document that they provide? Or
Yep.
is there like okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Similar, well, not like
I'm
that,
sure it'd be
but not-
presented differently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
presented differently, but it's not like they're saying here's your login, like on something.
No.
All right.
no.
It's something. Okay.
I would hope, I would be looking for a hard recommendation of, this is what your base usage fees should be, water and sewer, and these are your annual rates for water and sewer for the period requested.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that time on forecasting a little further out to give us some leeway, but if you want to give it for the 3 we requested, I like to get a little extra engineering out of it, because I think for,
Always, right?
they can do it, they can stretch their model,
Do they? Yeah, I'm not seeing a
deliverable
a period
schedule.
of time.
Oh, in this.
Yeah, like how long these 88 hours of analysis is going to
Forecast,
forecast. So,
do they know that we're looking for a 3-year?
Yeah. Yeah.
No. I think it's like I said, an interesting additional,
It'll be a great look at it, and I'm looking forward to, getting, as we work through it, I'll keep you guys updated and to get deliverables from them. Get them so you can see them. I'll try to have them to you before the meeting, so you can
I know,
see it. But Michelle, help me, right?
Yes, I will
Anything from
stay on
Rayburn
top.
you gotta send to the
Yeah.
board, right, that's what I need.
Yeah.
It's been
You got that for me?
busy times around here.
that's good. You had some continuing ed, I hear?
Yes, some Neptune stuff last week.
You're a certified tree warden yet?
Getting there, two more classes.
Oh, we'll get to
Yeah.
the director's report.
Yeah.
I can't mix sections. Yeah, no. Any further discussion, concerns, anything you want Greg to bring to Rayburn in tomorrow's meeting? Good?
No?
This is good. Alright, then I will make a motion to continue the discussion of water and sewer rates for FY 27, 8, and 9 to our next meeting.
I'll second it.
Oh,
Okay,
he's catching
alright.
up.
Thomas Mossberg,
Yes.
Anita Strode,
Yes.
Gil Hogan,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries.
Alright. Moving on to everybody's favorite part, item number 4, the director's report.
All right, so the aerator project at the wastewater treatment plant, the 4 new mechanical aerators have been installed, working on resolving some vibration and performance issues that we're seeing, kind of different issues on all 4 of them. I was just on a meeting about that and I hopped off to come here, so I'm not sure exactly where it got left off, but we were at a point with Aqua Turbo, the manufacturer, they're gonna send a representative up to take a look at everything as it's installed, the elevations of our aeration basins, and Kleinfelder has some of that information they're looking to get to Aqua Turbo before they send somebody out. So I'll keep you updated on that as developments happen. We're able to efficiently aerate and keep our processes fine for now. We are a little concerned about achieving the DOs we're gonna need when it's hot and humid. So Aqua Turbo says their equipment should be doing it and will do it. We need to get them out here to help us determine why we're only seeing what we're seeing for DO levels in the aeration basins as they're set up. So keep you updated on that. Loudville, Pomeroy Meadow, West Street, the all-way stop conversion. The materials finally showed up for that middle of the month, middle of October. We're scheduled to get the changeover installed out there next week. I'm gonna, as soon as we're done, a little closure I'll get to on East Street coming up on Friday. As soon as we're done, we'll get the message boards moved out to Glendale Street, Loudville Road to give drivers some advance notice. Go ahead, Gil.
So there's gonna be a 4-way stop there?
Yes.
Are you trying to like stop accidents or something?
So Mass DOT came out with what's called a materials procurement program where they identified intersections around the state that were candidates based on crash data
Sure.
for always stop conversion. So we had a couple in town that we were able to forward to them, and Glendale was one of that intersection was one of the very few throughout their entire program throughout the state that made it to the actual fully funded always stop conversion.
Okay.
So kind of in a nutshell, MassDOT has supplied the LED flashing signs. They did the engineering, and now they've funded the engineering analysis associated with the conversion. And it took a little while. We brought it through the city council, got the ordinance change for Glendale and Loudville to become stops at West and Pomeroy Meadow. And it took a while for the LED stop signs to show up. There was something happened at the state with the state's vendor, and they finally came last week. So we're trying to get the conversion so while we can get the paint down while it's still warm enough. So
That's great.
yeah, we have two of the variable message boards you see around town with the signage on, with the signs, the orange signs with the LED screens.
Yeah, one at the base of the mountain now
Yeah.
to vote, I saw.
Oh, yeah.
So that one's we have 2 of those. And right for today, I programmed the message onto one for the closure on East Street, which I'll get to in a minute on Friday, and the other one is down further on East Street to warn people of that closure. So we'll move those at the end of the week to let people know of the upcoming traffic pattern change at Loudville and Glendale there. So
Okay.
to just
So
give some
people don't
advance
just
notice.
start flying through the
Exactly,
stop signs.
yeah.
Still
And
gonna
then,
have,
yeah, we'll have a slow roll up. We've been coordinating with the police department to make sure that they're out there to do some extra enforcement, education really to get people used to stopping there where they haven't had to before, so.
Yeah, it's the folks that live further down, Loudville, Glendale, yeah. That are gonna-
I travel that every day to
Oh, you
and
do?
from work,
Yeah.
and I will appreciate that stop sign being there,
Oh.
even though I have to use it now.
Yeah, I was about to
It'll
say,
make- it'll make
slow you
flow.
down.
It'll slow it down, but yeah, people are
Gonna make it
crazy.
safer.
Yeah.
It will.
I mean,
It's not gonna make it perfect. I live right near there too, and I was coming through there last Saturday. Gentleman stopped across from me, coming off West Street. He looked, I swear he looked right at the car coming down the hill, and then he just decided to go. He didn't get in an accident, like the accident was avoided, but it was like you were stopped, what were you doing? So I'm worried that that could still occur if people just don't pay enough attention at the stop signs, but.
Since the approval and funding, there's been one accident.
Yeah, I think
There was
one or
one,
two,
one
yeah.
severe accident there since
Oh,
approval.
since approval.
Waiting
Yeah.
on the signage.
Oh yeah, every time is left, right, left,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You know, so like
So I do think there's still gonna be crashes, they're just not gonna be as significant.
There'll be lower speed.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and come and the
And
lights
more
are
avoidable.
coming. Where's that, east west? Yeah, on Glendale and Loudville. That's where the lights will
Yep.
be.
Yeah, well, there'll be new LED flashing stop signs at
Okay.
all 4 approaches.
Oh, there will.
So
Okay.
we actually, the ones currently at West and Palmer Meadow will get replaced.
Yeah.
It's a little bit bigger pretty nice stuff that came in, so.
Good.
That's that. So the closure on East Street, we have to close East Street, portion of it from Parsons to Clark Street on Friday to allow for some paving repairs in the area of Chapin Street. We've got to make some grading adjustments and kind of mill out a portion of the road to get drainage going in the right direction. So we have a contractor coming in to help with that, and a larger paving repair on Main Avenue that was necessary from a water main break that occurred over the summer. So that's Friday. So 7 to 1 Friday, East Street between Parsons and Clark. Working with the police department on that. I did a notification on the website today. I don't know if they saw it.
Mhm.
And Emerald Place, the water main replacement project. So Baltazar is kind of hard at work, going as fast as they can to get that work going out there and done. They got the temporary water main in. We're dechlorinating it today to get some bacteria samples. I think they're going to get bacteria samples tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully those are good and we can start tying some of the houses to the temporary main so they can get going and digging. So a couple insertion valves installed already. They want to get another valve in on Friday, and then should be moving right along next week in an effort to have that 1,500 feet of 8-inch ductile iron out there by December.
Is it an upsize?
Uh,
Is it just failing pipe,
It's-
or is it also?
Well, it's part of a much larger.
yeah, it's part of the larger New City project.
Is
I
this
think-
part of? I know there was a design along. Yeah, it was all along Emerald Street.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
for the-
8-inch AC out there now with ancient valves on it and such. So
But no,
yeah, it could be 6 though, but I'd have to look. All new
Okay.
hydrants, all new services.
so this is that Fuss and O'Neill design going to in construction now, or maybe
Fuss did the
Yeah,
stabilization, right?
They did, and Fuss did this
maybe second
design for
contract.
this small portion of water main, on all the work on Emerald Place.
Okay.
So what we were able to do was get some, with the planning department's help, was get some CDBG funding reprogrammed from an effort they were working on at the old town farm up on Oliver Street to this project to help set up the whole new city infrastructure project. It's like little chess pieces. You try to keep it all happening and moving. So
Temporary maintenance.
the money has. I think there's a deadline for the money to be spent. I know the performance period for the contract is December 15th. They have to have the project substantially complete. So
Oh really?
yeah, Baltazar's
And they're
working hard to meet that goal.
Is the old, was the old main being removed or abandoned in
Sections
place?
of it have come out
Because you said
where it has to
might
be.
be easy.
Yes, yeah.
Well, if it was just a bypass along the side of the street.
Yeah.
So yeah,
The
just
temporary main is, yeah.
replace in its current location.
Yeah.
Cool.
All good progress.
That's what I got for you guys
Yeah.
tonight. Hopefully next time we're not talking about snow or anything. Say
Not yet.
we are ready for the snow.
I mean, just to touch back up on item number 1, I know it's resolved. I haven't noticed any odor issues. Has it been resolved for local residents closer to the plant?
Yes, yeah, we haven't had any complaints in quite some time. The temperature's cooling off.
Yeah, obviously.
We did purchase some odor control chemicals to add into the process to help, and
I was just curious if it resolved on its own or if you ended up using those chemicals.
a little bit of both.
Okay.
We did, and we had a kind of a misting system installed around the sludge thickeners that mist the chemical out to encapsulate odors around those. And we did use that for a short period of time. No sooner did that happen, temperatures really started to drop and things, kind of naturally started
Slowed down.
to work in our favor. So
Okay, wonderful. Any other questions for Greg on anything he touched now or previously addressed? Any updates? All good? Alright, well then with that I will thank everyone for their time and make a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting.
Thomas Pillsbury?
Yes.
Leah Strode? Bill Hogan?
Yes.
All in favor, motion carries.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.